Hello and welcome. Welcome to Sapphire Ridge News. I was originally going to talk about the Judge Mullins case, but just in the last few minutes or so, um, there's been reports of numerous large drones the size of automobiles over cities in New Jersey and cities in California. It and they said that when they looked at the drones, I'm presuming that means when the military looked at them, the the drones, the lights went out and they moved from where they were originally seen. So that makes me think, yeah, are we being, I don't want to say attacked because nothing has happened yet, but is this a buildup to an attack by someone like Iran? You have idiots like John Kirby saying, well, no, there's nothing really going on here, that these drones don't appear to be menacing. The hell is he talking about? It's another situation where this guy is obviously lying. Is because in New Jersey, the one there's a mayor of a city in New Jersey, and she was on the Benny show today, like within the last hour, and said there are dozens of these drones flying over her city. Hey, Zach. And that when they go to look at them, like if it's at night and they're lit up, said that the lights all go out and the drone moves like it's aware that it's being monitored. This is just bizarre. And then also there's been reported of the same type of drones in several cities in California. And it really makes you wonder what the hell is going on. And the government is not saying nothing. You know, the drones are there. They're trying to say, oh, no, no, there's no drones there. You know, there's no proof that the drones are there. Hello, go tell that shit to somebody else. You wouldn't have a mayor of a town in New Jersey going on the Benny show and saying, there are drones over my city the size of automobiles by the dozens, unless it was actually there. This is beyond scary that we have this going on, and the current administration, the spokesperson for, well, he used to be spokesperson for the Pentagon, says, no, no, nothing going on. They pose no threat. The hell kind of bullshit is that? You know, it's just beyond scary that we are being monitored like this with drones the size of automobiles by the dozens in several cities in New Jersey, in several cities in California. And John Kirby says, no, no, there's nothing going on there. This is disgraceful. You know, this could be Iran preempting an attack. It could be China preempting an attack. And we have idiots like Kirby saying, no, there's nothing going on. You know, they don't appear to be threatening in any way. The fact that they are there and what they are doing shows that they are a threat. They are over cities in New Jersey near President Trump's golf course. These drones are there by the dozens, the size of automobiles. And John Kirby says that they're not there. The hell is wrong with that dude? I mean, I never have liked him because he he lies and lies and lies. But this is scary that we have these huge drones. They could be carrying weapons. Yeah, that's the thing, Zach. The the mayor of the town in New Jersey, she said that they have tried to look at these drones to see if they're pose a threat. And she said they are usually all lit up at night. And when you go to look at them, the lights on them goes out and they move so that they are no longer able to be detected. That that says that that's a threat. The fact that the drone moves to evade detection means it's a threat. Anybody else agree with me on that? And it's not only towns in New Jersey that have them over. There's reports of towns in California with the same drones over them. This is just beyond scary, people. And these are not little drones, Zach. These are drones the size of an automobile, the size of a car. And military drones do not fail and crash. Just like when Biden let the Chinese air balloon fly all the way across the country, take pictures of our military installations, and then after they submitted the pictures and stuff back to China, then Biden shot it down over the Atlantic Ocean. But this is scary, people. This is scary because this could be someone like Russia or Iran or China. I would say probably more like Iran doing a preemptive strike because it's the drones are near President Trump's golf course in New Jersey. Hold on. I got to let the dog out. I'll be right back. This is just bizarre that they are trying to say, oh no, nothing going on, when the American people are on to them that something is going on, and that it's happening. Like in New Jersey, it's near President Trump's golf course. So we need to try and figure out what's going on here. And it's not just one or two drones. The pictures I saw showed several dozen drones. Several dozen. And I don't want to be alarmist. Yes, there are regulations for flying drones. And when the FAA tries to identify the drone goes lights out and moves, so it's beyond detection. That's what tells me it's something sinister going on. It's really, really scary that this is going on, and our incompetent president that we have right now, he is just out to lunch, and there's no leadership in Washington that would get down to the bottom of what's going on. You know, we have another whole month before Trump gets inaugurated and becomes, he's president elect right now. And it's like the current administration says, nah, so what? It's like they don't care. Either that or maybe they're behind it. Who knows? You know, I don't like to get out there in conspiracy land, but our government is not giving us any answers. None. Zero. They're trying to say that these dozens and dozens of drones the size of automobiles, that they're not there. John Kirby actually said there are no known drones over New Jersey, when the mayor of a town in New Jersey has said she has drones the size of automobiles over her town by the dozens. You know, and he's just sitting there saying, well, we have no definitive proof that they're there. Well, why don't you get out of Washington, D.C. and go to New Jersey instead of sitting there gaslighting the American people and lying to us? Am I right, guys? You know, could this, I look at this could be an imminent attack, and our current administration is so out to lunch, they don't recognize what's going on. They're clueless. So they're saying that these drones are not there, when you have mayors of towns saying, yes, they are there. And the fact that when the FAA tries to identify the drones go what's called silent, means shuts off all light and moves out of the area. It's like they're avoiding being detected. So this is not somebody up there, with a recreational drone. This is something serious. And our current administration is clueless. They probably don't even know what a drone is, what a military drone is. Clueless. Unless they want us to be attacked. I don't I don't understand that rationale. Why would you allow your country to be attacked? You know what I mean? This If anybody has any thoughts, comments, I'll try to answer your questions. Mars attacks. And see, it's sinister, at least to me, because when they try to identify the drone, if it's at night, the drone shuts off all of its lights and moves away from the source that's detecting it. And these are not little drones. They're the size of automobiles. Yeah, that was a funny movie. These are drones the size of a car. So it's not like it's something, little. Um, you know what I mean, guys and girls? Um, I was originally going to do an update on the Judge Mullins case in Kentucky. I'll do that tomorrow because this came up and this is very important. You know that our country seems to be almost like it's under attack, and the current administration is so out to lunch that they don't recognize it as an attack. I don't mean to be, what's the right word? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I do watch the news. I watch and I read about the news. That's the thing. The drones are not over Delaware. The drones are over New Jersey by President Trump's golf course in New Jersey, and they're in California and several other cities across the nation. And just like with the thing with the Chinese spy balloon, our current president let the Chinese spy balloon fly all the way across the country, taking pictures of military installations, and said he was worried that if they shot it down, it would danger be dangerous to the crowd. Well, correction. It was first spotted over Alaska, and then it was spotted over Montana. I live in Montana. There's 1.8 million people in the entire state, and it was spotted over the air the the air base by Great Falls, which has got which has got our nuclear missiles. The underground silos are by Great Falls, and he let them take pictures and do this and do that. And And the fact that these drones are what I would call self-aware, that when somebody tries to identify them, they move away from whatever is trying to identify them. That that is scary, people. And the fact that our current administration doesn't seem to give two shits that there's these large drones flying over our cities. It's almost like they want us to be attacked. It's just so disturbing that we have this going on, and our current administration is so out to lunch that they don't recognize it as a threat. Because it's like Pete Hegseth said a couple of weeks ago, this administration is fighting the previous war, that we need to refocus our military on the next war, on the technologies that are current today and being put in place today that weren't there for the previous war. Does that make sense, people? I'd like to know what y'all's thoughts are. Because, this is worrisome, because it's not a little drone like a package drone, or a recreational drone like we would fly, that's like 6 inches by 8 inches. This is the size of an automobile. Yes, current administration needs to leave. We got another about month of them. And they don't seem to have a clue, because this could be a buildup to an attack by Iran or China or even Russia. And they are just out to lunch. That's the way I look at it, anyhow. Well, my thing, Zach, is if they know, they need to tell us that they are doing something about it, instead of saying, no, the drones are not there, or the one or two that are there, they pose no threat, because that's a load of BS, that they think that these pose no threat when it's a drone the size of a car that could carry munitions that could attack cities and attack Americans. And it's just beyond frightening, because, you know, this is okay. I'm going to put this out here. This is the kind of thing that Russia has been doing in Ukraine. They hover drones over the cities, and then they take out hospitals, they take out schools, they attack schools, rather. And our current administration needs to calm the fears of the American citizens. And it's not going to instill panic by saying, hey, we know this is a problem. We're on top of it. We're doing the best we can. We will update you as we can. Instead, they're saying, no, don't believe your eyes. It's not there. Because it's not happening just in New Jersey. It's happening in California. There's been cities in California report the same thing, and other cities across the country. And they need to have a press conference and calm the fears of the American people, but I don't think they really care. That's just the way it comes across. To have John Kirby go to a podium about an hour ago and say that, you know, there are no drones over New Jersey, and then follow up and say, well, the one or two that are there don't don't seem to be a significant threat. Because this could be an attack. Over the mayor of the town in New Jersey said that there are dozens of these drones over her city, and her city is near the Bedminster golf course. She said dozens. There's news reports of videos on them. You know, they show up mostly at night. So there's like, you know, she said dozens, as in like 2 dozen, like 24. 24 drones the size of a car. Let me see if I can find a current update. Let me see if I can find a current update. Okay. So here's what AP says. Large mysterious drones reported flying over parts of New Jersey in the recent weeks. This has been going on now for several weeks. Appear to avoid detection by traditional methods such as helicopter and radio, according to a state lawmaker briefed Wednesday by Department of Homeland Security. In a post on the social media platform, Assemblywoman Dawn Fantasia described the drones as up to 6 feet in diameter and sometimes traveling with their lights switched off. The Morris County Republican was among several state and local lawmakers who met with state police and Homeland Security officials to discuss the spate of sightings that range from New York City area throughout New Jersey and westward into parts of Pennsylvania, including over Philadelphia. The devices do not appear to be flown by hobbyists. Dozens of mysterious nighttime flights started last month and have raised growing concern among residents and officials. Part of the worry stems from the flying objects initially being spotted near the Trump Golf Course, Bedminster. Drones are legal in New Jersey for recreational and commercial use, but they are subject to local and federal aviation administration regulations. The flight restrictions operators must be FAA certified. Most but not all of the drones spotted in New Jersey were larger than those typically used by hobbyists. And then that's the end of the story. But it's, I don't know what to make of it. U.S. Senator. Says a U.S. Senator has called for the mysterious drones spotted flying at night over sensitive areas in New Jersey and other parts of the mid-Atlantic region to be shot down if necessary, even if as it remains unclear who owns the manned aircraft. We should be doing some very urgent intelligence analysis and take them out of the skies, especially if they're flying over airports or military bases, Senator Blumenthal of Connecticut said Thursday, as concerns about the drones spread across Capitol Hill. People in the New York region are also concerned that the drones may be sharing airspace with commercial airlines, he said, demanding more transparency from the Biden administration. Right. You would think so. I just heard about it today, and that's why I changed my live to this topic to get the word out there that, this is going on. And if anybody has any information, please send it to me so I can follow up and give you guys updates. So the White House said Thursday that a review of the reported sightings shows that many of them are actually manned aircraft being flown lawfully. This is just bullshit. A drone is not manned. John Kirby said there were no reported sightings in any restricted airspace. He said the U.S. Coast Guard has not uncovered any foreign involvement from the coastal vessels. We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or public safety threat or have a foreign nexus. He's such an idiot. But what do y'all think? I would be I would like to know what y'all think. Is this something we need to really worry about? Because these are not little drones like, you know, hobbyists would fly. They don't know where they came from. That's what's scary, Zach. Because when they try to identify the drone shuts off all of its lights and avoids detection. You know, most of your drones that hobbyists fly are the size of a notebook, like 8 inches by 10 inches. These are 6 foot by 6 foot, 6 foot by 6 foot. So it's, to me, it's something obviously sinister going on, but we need to find out what, you know. So those of you that are on X, if you want to send me updates on X so that I can follow up, I'm Sapphire Ridge 59 on X. Iran. Iran has been selling these large drones to Russia, and that's what they've been using to for attacks in Ukraine. Iran makes some, and I, I think North Korea makes some. Right. But we need to find out where they came from. And stonewalling the American people and saying that they're not there when they are there is not the answer. It's not the answer. Are they going to wait until the attack starts and then say, oh my goodness, how do we take care of this? Or how do we stop it or whatever, you know? Because it's just, I, I'm a veteran, and so I know that there's new technologies out there. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. They would probably tell him, you know, the country's under attack. And he'd probably say, what country? What are you talking about? How do we, you know, well, this is frightening to many people. Imagine if these drones were flying over your city and they were there by the dozens. These are not little drones like you would take pictures with, that are 6 inches by 6 inches. These are 6 feet by 6 feet. And you see them by the dozens. Your mayor reports it to Department of Homeland Security, and your government says, no, there's no proof. You know, we don't think that they mean anything sinister, when the fact that the drone has avoidance technology means that there's something sinister going on. Because, you know, hey, Becky, we're talking about the drones that have been reported over New Jersey and in California. They're the size of a car. They've been reported by the dozens near Trump's golf course. And John Kirby was on about an hour ago and said, no, you know, there's nothing going on here. You know, we don't think it's anything sinister. When the fact that the drones, when they try to identify the drone, it shuts all of its lights off and it goes and avoids detection. And John Kirby is telling people, no, they don't propose a threat. You know, there's no proof that these drones are there. When the mayor of the town near Bedminster, New Jersey, was on the Benny Show today and said, these drones are 6 feet by 6 feet, and they're here by the dozens in my town. I don't know if Elon and Trump know anything about them. That's what makes it seem sinister, because Trump is not actually the president yet. I mean, he's the president elect. He will be inaugurated on the 20th of next month, but we still have like, what, 40 days to go, something like that. And they're not only being reported in New Jersey, they're being reported in California and several other cities across the country. And for John Kirby to get up there and say that they're not there is beyond disgraceful. It's beyond disgraceful that these mayors are reporting them, and there's various news accounts of these large drones, you know, and that when they go to identify them, that, you know, the lights on the drone goes out and the drone moves away from whatever is trying to detect them. That means something sinister is going on. And this guy is too stupid to realize that something is going on, and says, no, they pose us no threat. I've never liked John Kirby, because he's one of those people that will get up there and just lie and lie and lie. Yeah, Kirby was on about an hour ago and gave a statement saying that, you know, these drones, if there are any, pose no threat. Yeah. If you get anything on it, Becky, send it to me on X. I'm Sapphire Ridge 59 on X so that I can do an update and share it because there's something obvious going on here. The the mayor of the New Jersey town, I don't know her name or what the name of the town is, but it's near Bedminster Golf Course. And she said, I have drones 6 foot by 6 foot over my town. She said they are here by the dozens. She said we've had meetings with Department of Homeland Security, and I thought, well, that ain't gonna go fucking nowhere. Mayorkas is in charge of Homeland Security, and he don't know his butt from a hole in the ground. It's just, it's beyond scary. You know, I love my country. I don't want to see someone like Iran or China or even Russia attack my country when we have a president that's so friggin' out to lunch, he doesn't know where he's at half the time. You don't know where he's at, what's going on. You know, he went to Africa last week, and the the leaders there in Africa had to hold him by the hand and lead him around and tell him where to go. That's I don't want him to resign because then that would put idiot Kamala in charge. Yeah, you know, I got my legal knowledge from my aunt. My aunt was Janelle Hillier. She was um, secretary to the chairman of the board of Mayer Brown and Platt, the largest law firm in Chicago, maybe in the country. And she taught me you respect lawyers, you respect the court. You may not agree with their tactics and what they do, but you need to respect them because, right. And I don't want him to resign because then that would put her in charge and her communist ass would have us screwed for a month. She just okay. This is something I did a lot of research on her through the campaign, and her dad is a Marxist economics professor. Her mom helped found MK Ultra. Her mom is from India and helped form MK Ultra, which is the Communist Party of India. Now you telling me that her dad is a economics Marxist economics professor and her mom is one of the founders of MK Ultra, the Communist Party of India, and she's not communist? People need to wake up. And you know, I got into a heated discussion with a commenter 2 months ago because, see, her dad was born in Jamaica, but he is not black. He will tell you he's half Irish and half Indian, and that he was just born in the privileged white section of Jamaica. That does not make him black. That does not make him black. Just because he was born in Jamaica doesn't change your color. And this person told me that I was racist and I was sexist and all this kind of bull crap. It's like, no, I'm not. I call a spade a spade. You know, if you are telling people that you're half Irish and half Indian, that doesn't mean you're black. It has nothing to do with your race, where you were born. It's like there's black Americans, white Americans, brown Americans, yellow Americans. I just call them Americans. And it's very disturbing to think that she is so close to being able to be in power. Just very disturbing. We do not need her anywhere near. And I think it's telling, okay? Yeah, I'm not. I just believe, you know, I grew up during the Martin Luther King era, and I really believe that people should be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And we right now are so far away from that that it's scary, you know, that they have basically ditched his views. That's the way I look at it. You know, we have, you know, and he got assassinated for his views. That's the way I believe. And he had good views. Yeah. Candace Owens did a deep dive on Kamala's genealogy. You should go and watch that. It's really interesting because she had people from Kamala's family calling her, telling her the lies that she was telling her that Kamala's dad and mom were rich and that she did not grow up in a middle income family in Los Angeles. She was raised in Montreal. She was born in Los Angeles, but she was raised in the affluent suburbs of Montreal. Yeah, I'm going to do an update tomorrow on the Judge Mullins case. There's some really sinister stuff going on there. Judge Mullins is the judge in Kentucky that was unalived by the local sheriff. And I've been following it, and there's been some updates in the past couple of days that are just really disgusting and disturbing. So I need to do an update on that. I haven't done an update for a couple of weeks. So that's what I have for y'all today. We'll we'll talk again tomorrow. It'll be um, probably about this time tomorrow. Oh, wasn't wasn't who born racist? Martin Luther King? No. Martin Luther King was against racism. Martin Luther King said that he had a dream that one day that his kids would be able to be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. No, people are not born racist, Zach. You can't be born a racist. Racism is something that's taught. It's it's hatred of another race. That's what racism is. And you know, I think that racism and sexism, they start teaching them as little kids to hate the other color. I know, Zach. They start teaching them as little kids. That's what all of this CRT, critical race theory, it's all teaching kids to hate each other because of their color. That's what CRT is. many, many schools have been teaching it over the last several years. And it's something that we need to get out of our culture. That's like, here's another thing. I saw this over the weekend that the military is teaching soldiers that before they can shoot at an enemy, that they have to know how to address the enemy and what the enemy's pronouns are. A bullet doesn't care about your pronoun. What is wrong with these people? It's like, that's why I support Pete Hegseth, because he said just a couple of weeks ago, he said, literally, the military is teaching soldiers that before they can engage in the enemy, that they need to go across the battlefield and ask their enemy what their pronouns are. That's beyond stupid. Our military needs to get back to what's called winning wars, not worry about all this social experimentation stuff, because the military is not a social experiment. It's there to protect our country. And I do not believe in these forever wars. I want our kids to come home safe. Okay, that's what I got for y'all today. Um, I'll do some more research and I'll do an update tomorrow. Thank you. I love y'all, and be safe out there. Okay. Good night.